Tonight we'll show you where you can find the best seats at the Everson, plus some colorful residents at the zoo speak out.
And the musical stylings of Jason Bean. It's all next on WCNY Connected.
Don't touch that dial.
Welcome to WCNY Connected. I've had a rough week. It's been
You've
a rough
had a
week
rough
for me.
week,
I am
really?
this close to grabbing some beers, deploying the emergency chute, and sliding on out of here, baby.
All right now.
Wow, what a
well,
week.
We've heard that news story about the airline attendant, flight attendant Stephen Slater all week.
I know.
You kind of relate to that, huh?
He's a hero now.
What was I hearing that's now
Anyone
a new,
who's ever dealt with the public now, they're all going, yeah!
the new term to use if you quit dramatically your job is called sliding the chute.
Sliding the chute.
Sliding the chute. So we wouldn't recommend you do that, but feel free to use that term.
Whoever puts that on a T-shirt is going to be a millionaire. Should have patented it. Darn
Well,
it all.
speaking of your office, you probably don't think too much about your office chair, but a new exhibit at the Everson Museum may just challenge you to see how inspired design can positively impact the way we interact with our environment. Good Design Stories from Herman Miller opens this Saturday at the Everson. And joining us now to tell us more about this exhibit is Executive Director Stephen Kern. Nice to see you,
Stephen.
Stephen.
It's great to be here. It's great to slide in here on the chute. So, yeah.
No, you didn't slide the chute. Everything is fine at the Everson.
It's all great.
I'm
We've got a
sure.
great show, and I think everybody's going to be really stunned when they start thinking about what you said. You know, everything around us. We're surrounded by beauty and artfulness, and design is such an important part of our lives, and people don't think about it. So this is a good reminder.
Well, you hear about ergonomically correct.
Right.
You know, all of a sudden that's a big thing when it comes to office furniture. Is that something that Herman Miller has inspired us on?
I think so. Yeah, Herman Miller, if you think back to 31, when the company changed from traditional furniture to modern furniture, big innovation at that point. But since the 70s, there's been a concerted effort to come up with new materials. You look at this storage chest, for example, the design is radically new, the materials are new, and these objects that go back to the 60s and 70s are collector's items. They're icons of modern design now. And something that might have been something we bought temporary, you know, like the marshmallow sofa that we see here.
Oh, now look
yeah,
at
that
that.
goes back to the late 50s, and they're still in production.
I love watching that show, Mad Men, because it takes place in an
Oh,
office back in the
yeah.
early 60s, and all the furnishings and stuff, it's so retro.
It's retro,
It
which
is
is
now
great.
new
you want to
again.
get it now, you know.
And the funny thing is, when the museum first opened in '68, we had things by Herman Miller and other great designers of their time. That's all of our office furniture, and we could have accessioned it, and it could be a part of the collections
See,
now.
you always think that. That's why I should have saved all my 70s and 80s stuff.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have to buy it again.
Someday, Amy.
Now, tell us, I hear it's more set up like a trade show than a museum exhibit.
The great thing about working with Herman Miller, with the company, is there's design in everything they do, and so to present the objects in environments that reflect their use, how it's done, but with enough of the things that are positioned on pedestals so they really can be seen totally independently as museum objects rather than just something that we live with. Because Herman Miller is not just about offices, it's in a lot of homes as well. And with this interest in retro now, with urban dwelling, I think these are really interesting to everybody.
Now, should I ask, can we sit in these and try them out, or is it just something we have? I mean, you're talking furniture,
You
Stephen.
can, I can't.
So, actually, one of the
can.
chairs, the Aeron chair, comes in a flattering array of sizes,
Oh,
and
good. Okay.
and
go.
there are interactive components to the show, and there are 2 chairs that people can sit in, because we start talking about new materials, and it's not just about ergonomics that you mentioned earlier. It's also about beauty. It's about working in a place, living in a place that elevates our spirits just by being in it. And this is one of the great things about Herman Miller and other modern designers, is that it's the function, it's the materials, it's the fact it's based on people and what our bodies need, and then work that's being done at the center of the Syracuse Center of Excellence and SU and their industrial design departments. We're working with them on the show with our programs.
Isn't that interesting?
There's a lot of work still continuing with Herman Miller of the next generation of materials for use, and the Embody chair, which is one of the newest and the most recent objects in the exhibition. People can sit in and see what we're talking about when we talk about comfort made for body, a chair that promotes good health, not just good posture. Exactly.
These may not be the best for posture. So.
But those are, but they also are beautiful. And when you start talking about a new approach to a traditional object, about new materials, about a new appearance, we could be talking about paintings or office chairs.
Yeah.
And this is one of the great things about design is that it really encompasses everything, and it's such
Very
a part of our
unique.
daily life.
Sure. Well, thank you
Yeah,
so much.
Stephen,
We're
thank
looking
you.
forward to it. What a
Sounds like a
unique
great
display
exhibit.
at the Everson, and always a good time.
It'll be
you
great.
go.
Thank you very
Thanks.
much.
Good design stories from Herman Miller will appear at the Everson Museum August 14th through October 17th. Public tours available Saturdays at 2 p.m. and on August 29th at 2 p.m. The Everson will be hosting Focusing on Design, a problem-solving discipline presented by John Barry, who happens to be the author of Herman Miller, The Purpose of Design, which is the basis for the exhibition. Good design stories from Herman Miller. The event's free and open to the public. For more information, visit them online at everson.org.
Stay with us. After the break, we will tell you about a city block party that hopes to unite the near West Side neighborhood. Plus, we visit with some most colorful and talkative residents at the Rosamond Gifford Zoo.
And a performance from singer-songwriter Jason Bean. It's all coming up next on WCNY Connected. Check out WCNY Connected with us, Ted and Amy.
Thursday nights at 9 on WCNY.